welcome to a Friday. It does that every time. A Friday night edition. There we go. Of KitSZN. I am not in my familiar Indianapolis. If you can tell, you see a blank white space right behind me because I'm in Dallas right now for the next 2
And
weeks.
that's all Dallas has. It's just blank walls.
Just blank walls, man. It's a blank canvas out here. There's nothing but cornfields and highways out here. So we got blank walls. So how are we doing?
Indiana.
Yeah, a little different.
Just long night, man. We got some sleep issues. It's being a dad's fun. And it's the first week of school, so I'm already just physically tired.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
yeah, just
Well,
plain craziness.
Well, hopefully tonight's craziness of the lineup of kits kind of helps tonight.
The worst.
Yeah, it's interesting. And so, yeah, but without further ado, as I always like to do, I'd like to give a big shout out to our lovely patrons who help support what we do and what we all do here at the USL show. So, as always, thank you, John Hunt, Frank Anthony, Christopher Cohen, Harry Austin, John Fuller, Crystal Foots, Joshua Duder, Noah Telford, Alberto Aguilar, Jeremy Churchman, Stephen Howard, Ryan Lacara, Tim Knox, NF Reg 30, MOS, John Patel, All of the Edgehog, Andrew Towsley, Madcap Peel, Ryan, and of course, Ryan Smetzler. So, and as always, Goals.tv for help, for some exclusive USL related content. So, so tonight, as I alluded to, we have kind of a variety of
it's an interesting selection.
Yeah, variety of selection here tonight, as well as another giveaway. Please stay tuned until the end for further details on that fun giveaway. So, without further ado, we're going to start off with the Blues here tonight in tonight's Blues and Bridges episode, and we're heading to Orange County, SC, with their Back to Blues kits. Let me pull this thing up. There it is. And there it is. So this one, as we can see here, it is overall, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's pretty straightforward, simple kit. The main thing with this kit that it does, it's a pays tribute to when they started off as the LA Blues. And it's basically a color, and as what they say, to their greatest moments back in 2021 winning the USL Championship. So, but the kit's just blue. As much as I know Orange County loves to have their blue, and I'm happy that they're back to having it, it's such a great contrast to the orange, which is their one of the primary colors. The blue is an obvious contrast. I wanted more out of the kit besides just the color. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it's a blue kit. I like the effort put in with the
Saddleback.
What?
The Saddleback Mountain kit.
No, the orange on the. What can that? Guys, it's been such a long week. Do not go into teaching. The hot air balloon. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. The Saddleback Mountain kit, right? No. Wait, no. Sorry, no. The Saddleback's the black one. The orange one was the other one.
This one that we are looking at has a hot air balloon on the hull. Oh. I like that one thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is just a blue kit.
Yeah.
And with a nice little tag on it, which kills me because stuff like this is something that you could have easily made like a cool T-shirt, sold it for $30, nice little trainer kit or something like that, training. Instead of having to make a $90 T-shirt or $100 T-shirt.
Yes.
I know Orange County fans ate this up because we have a lot of friends in the chat that love Orange County. So yeah, it's definitely feeding that fish it needs, but for outside collectors, they're not gonna pick that guy up.
Yeah, and I think as we dive right into our scores, it kind of shows that. This one, for me, there's nothing inherently wrong. I do like a solid blue kit. Being an indie fan, blue will never go bad. Add in a little bit of orange, and it's not a dark blue like the Bears. As always, can't like the Bears. So I like that shade of blue with the orange. It does look good. It is, albeit a little bit simple. Yes, I like the white, but I like a little bit of stuff with it. So same applies here. I like a little bit more. I did give this some authenticity and tradition. I did only give it a 2. I did give it a 2. It is that nod to the LA Blues, their kind of predecessor there to Orange County. However, they don't have how do I phrase this? They don't have rights to just the blue kit. I don't care if it's like a throwback. If you are going to do a bit of a throwback, I like to see a little bit some more detailing, kind of to signal that you are doing a throwback, or at least a nod. Having the color, I think, is a great first step. I think you needed to complement it with the details, which is what gets into number 3, which visual details and execution. They executed the kit well. As Fox pointed out, that Hummel hot air balloon, that's honestly a really clever little touch that only Orange County has. And I think that's amazing that they were able to do that. But there are no other details. This was executed fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no other details alluding to that past. And so because of that, the innovation impact is actually only a 1 for me. It's blue. As Fox, into that. Orange County fans are going to lap this up because it's been probably 4 seasons since they've had a blue kit. And I believe that was what they were alluding to with that post. I can't remember. I think that was before we started this kit season, so I can't fully remember. So yeah. Yeah.
There was a time before kit season?
Right. But yeah, so I'm just overall, I wanted more out of the kit design outside of just a color. So overall, it's just a simple 2 for me. Nothing flashy, and it gets the job done.
Yeah, it's a jersey. This is something that they bought at Dick's real quick before a game to make sure that everybody had the same jersey. He left. But design aesthetics, I give this a 2. Like we talked about, like it's not really appealing per se to me. It's not ugly either. That's why I got it too. No. It's not hideous. It's just a blue T-shirt. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Authenticity and tradition, I can only give a 2. Like I know it's supposed to nod to the back, but like you said, Brooke, I've already mentioned it. It's just a blue T-shirt. Like, is that all they played with back in the LA days?
I mean. If so, I think you've seen this with other teams who do like throwback kits. Give it that throwback feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like if you're going to lean on nostalgia, make it nostalgic, right? Not just make it blue.
Yeah. So that's a 2. Visual details and execution. I mean, it's fine. I give it 3. Execution-wise, yeah, they did a blue shirt. They have the cool Orange County hot air balloon on there.
Right.
There you go. And then innovation impact. Not to be that guy. I give it 0. It's a blue shirt. How can you be innovative?
Yeah.
And I guess it's maybe I could have given something for impact just for the fans, but we're not going to be talking about this next year. Unless they come out with another blue kit and with some innovation or some sort of effort, they might be like, oh, remember the last one? Yeah, no, that one sucked. This one's cool. So
right.
That's going to be the next time we talk about this kit.
It's not going to be possible. No.
Yeah, so that's a 175 from me.
Which is
I was just looking at the rest of the scores for today, and this is a very I'm in the mood apparently today, and I read it this earlier when I wasn't in a mood. Just looking at the you're actually happier than I am.
For once. This kit actually is one of the lower of the season, not because it's not well done, and I think it's a testament to the overall quality of USL kits improving. We just know compared to its counterparts, it shows a lack of effort from Hummel. So with that, obviously it's a 1.88 overall from the two of us here. And being priced at $100, do some quick math there, and it's an
$100.
Yes, this comes out to be an $18.75 value. Pretty low. I don't think it's the lowest. It's down there.
We're always like, okay, 50's not bad, but like we're kind of like telling people it's like 50, it's not a bad one, and they're like 18. Such a huge jump down to the bottom there.
It really is, and I'm almost certain this might be one of the lowest, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So, as Fonz alluded to, if you're from Orange County and you are all about the history of Orange County soccer and just kind of Southern California soccer scene, you want to pick this up. But if you are a non-local, or someone who doesn't quite vibe with that, I suggest either you pass or just wait till it's heavily on sale. So, and plus, Orange County has two better options. Just saying, they have two better options to pick from. I like those a lot more.
Agreed.
Let me just look at those real quick. I'm not pulling them up. I just want to double check the scores. Yeah, the one from this year got a 4.38, the Saddleback Mountain. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, big jump.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep that one simple. That is the Orange County SC back to blue kit. I want more effort. So.
Step up your game, Orange County. And we've talked to like Kaylor, who works closely with Birmingham, and he's asking them about their kit process. And essentially, he was saying that like if a Hummel kit is not good or creative, it's on the team.
Yeah.
Because that means that because like we understand the difference between like the quality of shirt.
Yeah.
You're going to get the printed ones, or you're going to get the ones that like feel like you're on the field and stuff like that. We understand the difference there, but the effort that put into the design itself, that's the difference. And the Orange County did not put in the effort for this.
Yeah. What you'll see in our next kit moving forward is one of the teams that consistently puts in high quality effort with their kit producer to create some of the better quality and better looking kits every single summer. And I'm talking about our good friends at Ballard FC, who have once again released some good stuff. And in this case, we are going to talk about their home kit, or as what I have dubbed the vintage kit. A lot of them this season kind of been a trend. But for this one, honestly, I'm just happy this looks just like a very sharp kit. Because if you follow my hype of Ballard, you know that they do that artist collaboration every year. And we all know the artist collaboration is funky, it's out there, it's colorful, it's bold, it's loud. I think it's nice to have a home kit that isn't that. Not saying that this looks great, but also that it doesn't. But I think it's important to have that contrast when it comes to mixing and matching kits with other teams, and just trying to appeal to everybody. Because it's one thing to go simple, like we saw with Orange County, but there's nothing on it. Whereas in this case, it's simple, but it looks sharp, and there's a difference there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ballard, once again, has done it well. What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, this is just my favorite thing to say, clean classic kit. Yeah. You've already mentioned the word. This is definitely a trend this year. I don't know if the teams met together and like, hey, let's all go old school looking, go pinstripes. I'm all for the pinstripe, so I'm not going to complain for it. But it definitely does. You'll see it in my score. Kind of hinder the creativity side or impact for it. But I completely agree. It's nice to have a nice classic home kit that you know is yours.
Yep.
And then the other kits can be the more creative, fun ones. And that's what they did here. But they executed it like perfectly. So
yeah.
They didn't go boring. Everything still looks good. I always like when they do thick, thin on the pinstripe.
Or at least an alternation of colors. So like you see here, you have like a lighter brown, dark brown, lighter brown, dark brown, lighter brown. It adds that a bit of a different, I don't know, a different visual aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
So I did like that. I'm gonna hop right into my score here.
Go for it.
From an aesthetic perspective, yes, it's not the crazy, funky, fun stuff. But once again, I'm a sucker for a white kit, and it has honestly a classy collar, like not your traditional polo collar, but it has that classy collar look with having the red within the white in between. I think that looks really classy. But for some people, maybe not like me, like Michael says here, just give me the plain blue kit over this.
Oh, really?
I'm a little shocked, but hey.
What a take.
Each their own. So for me, this is what I'm looking for. I'd wear this all the time. It looks really good. I like it. However, when it comes to authenticity and tradition, it's a 1. It's a simple, classic, clean kit. And no, I'm not going to go into history because at some point, every team could probably even call it they had a pinstripe white kit. So it's a 1. But in terms of visual details and execution, I think this is executed well. This is great. And I liked the detailing of the collar and the cuff. I think those look sharp. It doesn't have any of that extra details that we look for to give it that 5. So it doesn't have like what we've seen with like the Ivy last weekend with the FC 1872, where you saw that Ivy had that great texture, or what we saw with the Ivy, who also had that detailing with their Ivy. I said Ivy quite a bit there.
Yeah.
But
the Ivy and the Ivy with the Ivy.
I know, but or you see like some ones that we see here from like our 5s, like the Las Vegas downtown gold kits. You see that detailing that really adds to it. This didn't have any of that, so it's only a 4 for me. When it comes to innovation and impact, I give it a 3. I think it's a nice contrast, impact-wise, to what they normally produce. And I think that has a bigger impact than what we normally associate Ballard, and I think that's important to note here. So I give it a 3. So overall, I have a 3.25. Thoughts? Go through your score.
It's so interesting how our scores are like literally the exact same, but our takes are so different. Love how that works. So design and aesthetics, obviously I'm going to love this. I'm almost kind of wearing a similar version right now, but I like the pinstripe look. It's a good looking kit. I love what they did with the collars, with the striping through that. So, you're going to look good wearing this. Authenticity and tradition, I gave it 3. It is using their colors. It's using that classic look. So it's definitely like a Ballard home look. It could be in a way, I guess, with the whites. But otherwise, it's a good, just clean kit for home. Visual details and execution. This is where I came in with my 4, because I feel like they hit the nail on the head. There's not as many visual details that you can add on to it if you're making it a clean classic kit. So execution hit so hard. I feel like they executed it at like a 6, and then the details, there aren't that many, so it kind of evened out to a 4. The innovation impact, though, I hear what you're saying, but I gave it 1. Because we've seen like 8 of these jerseys in the last like 3 weeks. So it's hard for me to say something's innovative. especially when it's a classic look. You know what I mean? Like, you make your plain t-shirt, it's not that innovative. You do pinstripes, you do horizontal, if you do hoops, it's really innovative if you've done it a billion times. Like a million teams have always done it. So
Right.
that one gave me a 1. But we both still ended up with a 3.25. So
yeah, which means 3.25, do the math. So this is, it's a classic kit, nothing inherently wrong. And I am sure, yeah, there it is. And what you'll see is just like this has that better aesthetic that we're looking for if you're going to go simple compared to what Orange County did. This at least has a distinct look and a distinct feel to it that we do like. So with that, this is for its kit value. This does have a retail of $85. They're usually a little bit cheaper there at Invaria. Maybe not like cheap, but pretty solid price for good quality. And it's over 3.25. You get a kit value of a 38.24. This is pretty solid. Again, most people won't be clamoring unless this is your look. If you like classic, clean aesthetic,
I'm clamoring.
You're clamoring. Hey, yeah.
I'm cell shopping on this one. Does that make sense? Like this one is like, you break it down to $50-$60. I might risk 60.
Right.
Hey,
I don't have a bunch of sales probably going on. So
I know it needs to step up because it's in end of the season. I know it's not, but still. Actually, they're League 2, aren't they?
They are League 2.
So their season's done. Why isn't this $25?
Because that's generally not what happens with them. Because
I know.
I always try to get that their new artist flap hits, and they never drop in price unless it's like a year behind. But they're usually sold out by then. Because I need to pick up the Sarah Robbins kit, high on my list. So, Ballard, keep up the good work, looking classy, and this was Ballard FC's The Vintage Kit. Our next kit, if you follow the channel, we've interviewed them. We've talked about one of our favorites of 2025. It's arguably up there for one of my favorites for 2025. It's not the best for 2025, but it's arguably up there. And this team, because they joined the W this season, we are going to rate last season's and this season's away kits because, they were not in the USLW. So, without further ado, here is Sioux Falls City FC's Elevate kit. And this one doesn't have that same distinct craziness that we saw in the Pathway kit that we looked at earlier in the season. However, this does provide that nice contrast with the white base and then that smooth, almost aura lights type of fade that we started to see. Actually, a few teams do. We've seen Minnesota United do this. We've seen the Aurora do this a little bit. So it's honestly is a clever looking kit, and it's honestly a pretty good idea, and the colors just look good. So I vibe with it.
Yeah, first thought, it's really cool looking. I zoomed into it so I could really see, and it's like almost makes a tower going through the middle, which I guess that's the elevate part of this.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool kit for what it is. It's definitely a nice away team kit. I would not mind our high school team rocking something like this, but I'm not 100% sure if I would buy it if it was Louisville City. So yeah, and I can jump into my scores for this. Design and aesthetics, I gave it 3. I like this, but it's kind of heavy on the sleeves part and so white, just again triangly through the middle.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's not a proper word, triangly, but so it's it's not necessarily like aesthetically pleasing to me, but I see what they did. Authenticity and tradition. It's hard for me to say no, it's not, but I can't also say yes, it is. It's their colors. No, it's this, it's that. I gave it 3. Kind of dead in the middle. It's not bad. It's not amazing. Visual details and execution, same thing. I gave it 3. They did a good job. They executed it okay. I don't know if they could have executed this design any better.
Right.
Does that make sense? It's a okay design that they executed fine. But innovation, that's where I bumped it up a little bit. That's where I got my 4 from me. I feel like innovatively, this is something I haven't seen before, and I don't dislike it. But it's just hard for me to look at this after they've hit such a home run with the Pathways kit.
Yeah.
Maybe if we rated this one first, at the end, the Pathways, it would have felt better. So overall, that's another 3.25 from me.
Oh yeah, I didn't put the graphic. Yeah. So for me, I like the overall side of this. This does remind me of the Minnesota United Northern Lights kit that they released with the white, with the purple, the pink and the blue. I think that this looks really good, especially on the white. I think that just is a aesthetic that I find pleasing. I did give it a 4 for that. When it comes to authenticity and tradition, obviously, I learned this from my interview with Taylor from Sioux Falls, that there are just certain principles that this team loves to do, and that is kind of like be creative and let everybody be kind of expressive in who they are, and in this case, elevate each other. I don't know how that correlates to the design in this case, but I think knowing that they're always trying something a little bit new when it comes to their kits, when it comes to it's kind of like Madison. They're not afraid to just kind of play with some color and do a little fun thing. And I think they kind of lean into that with every single kit that they produce. So this fits with what I've seen from them historically. So this is a 3 for me, tradition-wise. But like Fox alluded to, there aren't really a lot of details in this. The gradient work is really good, though. I do like that gradient. It does look good. But there aren't a lot of details, but this was well executed overall. So it's a 3. Innovation and impact, I give it a 4. I think this is a clever design. It looks good. It's sharp. And it fits along this kind of a smaller trend that's happening, but it's a good trend, in my opinion, to kind of do this type of northern. I'm going to keep calling it Northern Lights type of a look. Just, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, they probably did a little bit. So I give it a 4 there. And this turned out to me just be a little bit better, a little bit higher than Fox's at a 3.5 with his 3.25. We did a very reputable 3.38 or Sioux Falls Elevation kits. Now, if you're looking to coat this, to pick this up, this is technically $60 normally is what their price is. However, if you minimize this, you will see this is on sale for $45. Now, I'm not going to put in for the kit value the sale price, but I will put in their normal price, and then just for my sake, for you everyone to know. So at normal price, this is a $57.20 kit value. Looks good, obviously this is a solid pickup. It's cheap, it looks good, and it's actually pretty good quality. You can check out our reviews of our own Sioux Falls kits from this season, the Pathway one. But if I were to change the price in the shop down to $45 on sale, the kit value jumped up to $75. So
yeah, there we go. That makes more sense.
All that tells me is if you want to have something that looks unique, that is different, I suggest you pick this up. This is pretty solid, and from what I've heard, next year's going to be pretty good, so you might want to pick this up or wait a little bit longer because there are some cheaper ones on their site, but it's going to look good and unique.
Yeah, they
I
get some
found this one.
they're only women's. Say they have that like equity jersey.
They do.
$25.
Mm-hmm.
They got game worn ones too.
They do. So yeah, I'm just saying, if anyone is looking for some cheap kits, especially on the women's side, they tend to be. I've learned so far the W minus the super. Super is kind of mixed bag so far, but the lower level soccer for women's really elevates their kit game. So I've always liked what they almost any team across the board does. So high on my list, and I definitely recommend picking this one up. Any final thoughts here, Fox?
No, I really like this jersey. It's just not necessarily what I would pick up quickly. So I would still pick it up eventually. I mean, it's $25, so like,
Right.
it's a good quality kit for a good price. And they actually still have men's sizes too. I was looking at all the other ones, and all they have left are women's sizes.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that is the Sioux Falls City Elevate kit for 2024-2025. So, up next, as I always like to do, I gotta do the shout outs. If you like or enjoy what we do here, please be sure to like or subscribe. More engagement, the better. And the sooner you can get notifications when we are going live or when we plan to go live for our shows, as well as the other content across the USL show. So be sure to like, follow, or subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, and on our socials. So up next is a kit that, while I think a lot of people were pretty happy when this manufacturer picked up this team, I think what ended up being the final product was a bit disappointing. And I think a lot of us expected more.
Yeah, not much to show. Now, I would say I like this one more than the other one.
Yes, I do
It's not
agree.
an argument to make.
I will agree with that. Now, I will say also that these are not bad looking kits. I'm going to preface that like right now. They're not bad. They're just not on par with what we've seen across. So, without further ado, this is the North Carolina FC, who trounced my Indy 11 not too long ago. This is the North Carolina FC Atlantic Blue kit. Now, obviously, when you look at this, you see a nice little almost leaf design there across the kit, but it's all the way across it. Y'all know my thoughts about that by now. I don't like kind of one big pattern to the entire thing. And honestly, the collar looks nice with that sharper, darker blue with a little bit of the white trim. I think that does look good. And this has that little bit more of that class feel to it. And it's an overall pretty solid kit. It's not Charlie's most creative that they've done, but it looks solid.
Yeah, right there with you. It's a solid kit. I actually really, really love the collar. It's kind of a different style collar. Love the white trim with it. Could have done something with the sleeve cuff as well with the white trim. Would have helped a little. Otherwise, it has a cool design through it. I like the design kind of throughout. I was reading it, and it's supposed to be like a general nature design or something like that. I'm like, kind of pushing it. But it's kind of just like a cool thing that they kind of threw into the background of it. So does it help the price for me? Like, does it make it worth it to me? Not necessarily, but does it make it interesting and not necessarily just blue kit like we saw earlier? I feel like this is what Orange County should have done.
Yeah.
Especially because you're talking about you're making classic kits, vintage and stuff like that. There's nothing more vintage than a collar. So, everybody else there. Yeah. So
Wrong.
You want to jump in or you want me to?
You go first. I've gone first 3 times. So
come on. 4 times the charm. Now, design aesthetics, I give it 4. I think this is aesthetically pleasing. I like the kind of plant life design going through it. I love the collar. And I think it helps that I just know that Charlie makes a good, comfortable kit. So I know that's going to be nice. Authenticity and tradition. I mean, I give a 4. North Carolina has always kind of came out with, not to sound weird, but like boring kits.
Yeah.
And this is kind of traditionally them, authentically them. They have a red one, they have a blue one. Their colors are red and blue. There you go.
And wish the gold incorporated a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe that white should have been gold. Ooh. On the collar.
Maybe.
And on the Charlie.
Maybe.
You can argue the sponsor. All right, anyways. Visual details and execution. I said a 5. I really think they knocked it out of the park with what they did. Like, the design is kind of boring, but they knocked it out of the park. And again, the plant life going through, it's supposed to be like the North Carolina nature aesthetic. I feel like it's kind of marketing more than design, but I feel like they executed everything with that well. And innovation and impact, I gave it 3. Are we going to be talking about this in a couple of years? No. Is it really that innovative? A lot more so than any other North Carolina has in the past. So I guess there's that argument to be made. But otherwise, yeah, it's not going to have too much of an impact, but it's better than what they've had. So, yeah. But that's a 4 from me. I wouldn't mind having this kit. I think the price is probably not going to, the kit value part, when you talk about that, it's going to be the part that keeps me from buying it.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid kit. And I think, by the way, to our point about the gold, there's a touch of it on the back.
Ah, there he is.
But, yeah, for me, this kit just, listen, would I rock this? Yes. And then that's part where when it comes to its design and aesthetic, it's a solid 4 for me. I would wear this. Y'all know I like a good collar. It looks good and sharp enough. And I like the blue, especially the 2 blues. It does look good. I'm not going to go out of my way seeking out this. I think it's a 4 there for me for design and aesthetics. Authenticity and tradition. They're trying to market it as some sort of like, hey, we're new to the Atlantic blue color that, and then kind of tie in some of our local nature elements across the state. Again, if you're going to be in the city, don't name it like your team.
The state, yeah.
State, like, come on, move on. So whatever. I think that kind of hints at that. So I give it a 1.
That's such a Carolina thing, isn't it?
It is because they either both states or one state or neither states, but in either one, I don't know. I'm confused every time.
Greenville did it right. Shout out to Greenville. Good job.
And to Charlotte, but they do terrible kits. But yes, Greenville's done best. But when it does come to kind of your point though, with the design thoughts, the visual details and execution, I give it a 5. What they did with the detailing of that, I'm going to call it a leaf in the background, I think looks really good. And I think the overall execution is flawless. I don't have a problem with it. I think the white looks really good. Like, it makes the color pop. That little line up there on the collar looks really good. And I think the white Charlie and the sponsor makes the kit also look really good. And I think I don't know what more I could ask for when it comes to that detailing, especially that like kind of subtle detailing, and that detail, especially that detail in that subtle detailing. In this case, you almost see like every single part of the leaves. I love that so much.
The detail.
Yes, the details in detail. And so, but when it comes to innovation and impact, do we know what this is actually talking about? And like what it's trying to do creatively? Because I don't think it's doing anything creatively unique. It's a leaf design that's just on a blue collared kit. And I think a lot of people wanted more from Charlie or North Carolina for this reason. And I think because of that, at this point, I only give it a 2. So my score is only time tonight lower than Fox's at a middle of the road. I keep saying 3 is middle of the road. I know 2.5 technically, but I'm gonna say between 2 and 3 is middle of the road. So it's a high middle of the road kit, high C. 3.0 from me.
You got C plus, North Carolina.
Basically from me. So, and with Fox's 4.0, which again is more like probably a solid B, if not A minus, depending on where you're looking at. Comes out to be a reputable 3.5 overall. Now to Fox's next point here. The price point's actually not bad. Okay, so as we know from now, Charlie does their kits at $95.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been their standard that I've seen. I haven't really seen any teams that are lower than that. So I think that's kind of their highest and lowest, which I honestly don't mind. Some teams are all over the place with the same sponsor or same manufacturer. I like that consistency. But with the score being a 3.5, which isn't terrible, not great, not bad, it gives a reputable 36.84 kit value. If you're from the area, if you like blue, if you like polo collared, if you like this type of aesthetic, this will probably be on your list. Again, maybe not buy it immediately, but this could be something that you want to pick up maybe if you're going to an away day or if you just. So it's a pretty good kit value, I say. Right in the middle of the road with what I expect for this kit.
This is definitely one of those, like, North Carolina fans pick it up real quick, and then outside people think about it.
Right.
I've kind of realized more what this design reminds me of. I think my grandma had this. It was a wallpaper.
Oh.
That had this, like,
yeah,
floral print that kind of went through. It's supposed to be like a fancy floral print. That's what it reminds me of. It's like my grandmother's wallpaper.
Hey, that's not what they marketed, but that's what it does look like. I did that.
They should. Honestly, if they would have marketed to Meemaws out there, I went up. Actually, whatchamacallit did kind of do that. But anyways, who are we talking about? The quilt kit. But that was authentic, you know what I mean? Like when you marketed to something special.
And that's the thing. Marketed it, and I think important with this one, as we saw with Orange County, as what we've seen, even with Elevate Kit a little bit, I think marketing does half the battle when it comes to trying to figure out what the kit is. Because either the kit tells a story, and I think it should. I think that's first and foremost. The kit should be telling whatever you're trying to say. But you also need help from the marketing. Now, so that's important, right? Because like we learned with the Pathways kit, like what is the idea behind this Pathways kit? And you kind of see that vision in the kit. Sometimes maybe it's a wallpaper design. Maybe it's a leaf. Maybe it's actually currents of the ocean, hence the Atlantic blue color. We don't, and it's not clear what it is. So, that just an overall general thing that I think more teams could probably work on a little bit. But hey, I'm happy kits are no longer just blamed white and blue for the most part. So solid improvements. So yeah. This has been the North Carolina FC Atlantic Blue kits. So we are going to move on to our final kit for tonight. And again, more blue. If you're going to pick up the theme here tonight, it's basically blue in some way.
Blues and bridges.
Yeah.
And blue and a blue.
There is a bridge, yes. So, and we already kind of name dropped them a little bit earlier, but our final kit for tonight. No, you're good. Our final kit for tonight is the Greenville Liberty Bridge kit from 2025. And listen, as an Indy 11 fan, I like blue on blue. Blue on blue looks good. And I think the yellow accent in the crest, I think looks good. And it's not too much blue or like random whatever. I think that looks sharp. And I do like the overall color scheme. And it does remind me a little bit of the Triumph's Unity kit, but more done so like Atlanta United's, I'm going to call it Banjo kit, with the 5 stripes right down the middle. This is the type of aesthetic here. So, in which, and I'll do your thoughts here real quick, but this is supposed to represent the ties to the Liberty Bridge. You can really kind of see it up on the shoulders there, and then the waterfall underneath those 5, 5 stripes going down. So it's supposed to be a bridge with a waterfall underneath. At least that's the symbol. So
right, that's the argument. We had the same kind of conversation with the Triumph's Unity kit, where it's supposed to represent this thing, and it's just, I guess it's so abstract that unless you're necessarily from there, you can't really see it. I will say I don't think the pictures help, because looking through all of the pictures, it's hard to see like the bridge part of it. Like you said, it's supposed to be the bridge, just the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to see that in any of these imaging.
Right.
Or images. And it's just a interesting design on the shoulders with, like you said, the 5 stripes. Like, this is a alternative universe Atlanta United jersey. And actually, knowing our friend Gio, he might have had a little say in this because he's an Atlanta United fan. So
that is right, he is.
So I think he put a little touch into this. But I mean, overall though, it's a clean jersey. I really like baby blues on dark blues. Like you said, you like different blues and stuff like that. I really like this specific blue.
Yeah.
They pop so well off each other. I've always like they have the best crest in W, in my opinion, because of like the baby blue popping off the navy and then the yellow flower. I think it would have been cool if the center stripe was that yellow, just one center stripe going down the middle. If that was that yellow, it would have given me a little bit more.
I actually would have liked the center stripes to still be that blue. I think the shoulder stripes should have been the yellow, because you want the waterfall to still be that yellow. I mean that blue, but then the bridge could be yellow.
Yeah, then you could have just had like a yellow golden shower going down the middle. And wait, different subject, different podcast. Check out my romance novel podcast.
Yeah, I fell in love with a kit, man. Help me. Anyways,
right.
So you want to hop into how you on your score for this one?
Scores, yeah. Again, same scores, different avenues. Always interesting. Design and aesthetics, I give it 4. I thought this is a really nice looking kit, but honestly, the sleeves, their shoulders, I mean, kind of throw me off because you can't really see what it's going. So it's kind of just random stripes and feels like it's in random spots. It probably looks like the bridge because I kind of ate my words a little bit with the Unity kit. So I'm going to be careful when I'm walking around this. But I just don't necessarily see a bridge so easily. So that's a 4. Authenticity and tradition, I mean, they're doing what Greenville does, and they're finding parts of their city and putting it into a kit. I felt like there was effort to this design, and I feel like they're trying to represent Greenville, which they've always done. Yeah.
Which is what we saw with the Unity part kit. As much as we knew what they were going for, we knew what they were trying to highlight, and we always do appreciate the effort.
Yeah. Visual details and execution. Same thing we talked about earlier. I gave this one a 5. Like, I can't see everything exactly the same, like the way they wanted me to see it, but it's visually appealing. Like, it's even on the back, like that little waterfall part on the back collar. it's just a nice little fade touch. I like that. So I feel like they put in the effort and executed it perfectly, in my opinion. I just don't know if the initial design was 100%. Innovation and impact, though, I mean, I did give it 3. Overall, I mean, it's kind of a plain navy jersey with Atlanta 5 stripes going straight through the middle. So, like you said, the banjo kit, I never heard that one before. I think I heard guitar kit, but banjo kit kind of feels more Georgia. So yeah, so it's 275 for me. I really like this kit. I don't have a Liberty kit yet. I have a Triumph kit now, but I need to get a Liberty kit, and this might be one that I pick up because I like it.
Well, when it comes to me, as I did say, I do like the overall colors. I like the blue on blue. I think Indy they've leaned into that in recent years. We see our checkers, so I do like that colors. However, I know they're trying to have a bridge idea with that waterfall. I think the idea is there for the 5 stripes down the middle. However, I think if they would have even gone something like what Richmond did with their bridge kits to really show that this is about a bridge, because if you had no idea, and this gets into my other parts here, if you had no idea what this was referencing, no one would know. No one would know from the kit itself what it's talking about.
1000%. Yep.
And so, I think that is important in this conversation when it comes to design aesthetic. We kind of talked about this, and I think its overall design is okay. I think it's a solid 3. You know, it's not anything that's like massive or like way out there. We saw their goalkeeper kits, amazing. That's the sign aesthetic. This is just kind of middle of the road.
Right. I think we need to start adding fun, specific like goalkeeper kits.
Maybe we'll see if we want to put ourselves to more work.
That's a good point.
So yeah, so design sets, I give it a 3. It's middle of the road. It is what it is. Authenticity, tradition. I know they're going for something that is authentic to them in Greenville, but I don't know that from the kits. And I think that's important. You got to understand, if you're just a local walking through the street and you just see that kit, you don't like, oh, hey, that is the waterfall by Liberty Bridge. I don't know if you can do that. I like the attempt, but I don't think it does well in that regard. When it comes to visual details and execution, you did point out, I think, that little spot on the back, I do it the different colors. There's just not a lot of detailing. There are stripes. There's no detailing. And I think that's missing from this. So it's a 3 there for me. And animation impact, it's a simple stripe kit with I'm going to call it an outline on the shoulders on both sides. There's nothing innovative about this. It's just a stripe kit. And like we've seen this, as we've also talked about, we've seen it from the banjo kit, essentially from Adidas with Atlanta United. So it's a 2.75 for me. Maybe a little bit more critical all across the board, unlike Fox, who loved the authenticity, hated the innovation, and somehow we got the same exact score. So 2.75 overall. But if you are looking to pick this one up, I will say, given that this is at a retail value of $89.99, essentially $90, and our kit value store of 2.75. This is a kit value of a 30.56. Definitely on the lower of the middle part of our kit values. So I definitely wait on sale or pick up their home kit in this year.
Well,
or goalkeeper kit.
It is on sale. It's actually $67.49 now.
Gosh, you're right. So with that,
the value is 30.56, but we can see what the official value is, but we can see what the sale value is.
And with the sale value, yes, the sale value, this comes up to a 47.5. It's definitely if it's on sale, this is definitely a better value for your buck. Still, not quite a instant buy given that kit value and kit store. But it's not a bad pickup. It's also not a great pickup.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of Greenville, their Triumph, the third kit, the maroon with the collar and everything,
Yeah, I don't want to see that one anymore. Yes.
$82.5. Got cheaper.
Not tempting enough. Yeah, it's because they
I
need
know
that
this is
funds. They
wow.
need
Yeah,
them
it's
extra funds
$110.
for that Jaeger cup, man. Pissed off about that.
I know.
So
That was okay. We'll talk about that after.
so that was the Greenville Liberty Bridge kit. I love the effort. I love the idea, trying to tie it to the local community. This looks good, and the colors look great. So, yeah, that's that one with a 2.75. Now, I kind of alluded to this earlier in the episode here. We do have a fun giveaway, and we actually rated one of these teams' kits here tonight. So, we have the amazing opportunity here to give away, if you want one, a men's large Pathways kit right here on the screen. The one that we rated a 5 and added to our 5s club. And because of our great friends at Sioux Falls City, they think one of our lovely fans should also have one of these kits. So I can tell you, yeah. So I can tell from my personal experience with the kit. I'll let Fox tell his. The kit fits amazing. It's basically crest porn. I love it. It fits good, and it's super creative, and it is honestly easily one of my favorites of the year, this Pathways kit. And it's what it signifies is that everyone's on their own pathway. We are all unique, and we're all going our own direction. And that's why the kits, as we kind of pop back up here, kind of chaotic. And if you know me, I love chaos. So I like controlled chaos, but I like chaos nonetheless. So if this is something that you want to do here, please look at the description down below to a link to a form. Fill out your first name, last name. I'll remove any duplicates. Tell us the point of contact that you want us to reach out to, and then let us know that information. You have until next Thursday before the show to submit your entry. This will be on all the Spotify and YouTube. But before I, let y'all loose and start filling that out, Fox, tell them how much you like the kit as well. It's obviously we rated it a perfect 5 earlier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, it's so unique. It's so interesting. There's a beautiful story to the background of it. It's a fun kit. Like I wore it actually all week, not week, because I wore it on the show on Thursday. I actually wore it all day on Thursday at work, and everybody's like, asking me about it. Like, it's a conversation starter, and it was one of those like district work days. So like, that's how you get to know people. Shake some hands and stuff like that. So people really like it. It's just it's Capelli, and that's actually my first Capelli kit.
High quality.
It's high quality. Like, I'm gonna work out in that kit. So yeah, definitely for the free. Even if you're not a large, like, this is still a good collector's piece too.
Yeah.
You frame it up and make it art. So it's that good to me. Yeah.
No, I think Clint said it better. Once again, if you are interested, please fill out the form down below in the description. You have until next Thursday, August 28th, to complete this. I know we're off a day. I couldn't say that.
Yeah.
So please fill that out for the again, I'm going to say this, the Sioux Falls City Pathways kit in a men's large. Men's large. So and obviously we have to say a massive thank you once again to our great friends at Sioux Falls City for our kits, and as well as this one, and for the interview. Y'all been amazing. Definitely added Sioux Falls to my travel list at some point in the near future. So with that out of the way, we just want to, as we always do here on the show, I'm a bit of a disappointment because I'm on travel here this weekend. But it's a kid's show-off time. And, I'm supposed to say I'm wearing an Indy 11 sweatshirt designed by a local artist. It's one of my favorite sweatshirts. It's also really comfortable. It's like cotton inside, so it's like soft. And my wife steals it, so I know it's a good sweatshirt. So I sold it first this time. So I sold it first this time. So yeah, that's what I'm rocking. No tits. I didn't pack any because I'm light on travel for 10 days here in Dallas. So, but Fox here, he isn't traveling, so he's rocking the kit tonight. What is
City?
Nice.
Long sleeve with the blue and yellow cuff. Got a full collar with the pinstriping on there. Yeah. And I don't know if I can get around. De
Bruyne, future San Diego FC player, probably. I heard rumors. So.
Well, yeah, he's in Milan, so if that's going to happen, it's going to be a couple of years.
Oh yeah, but I think future at some points. So yeah.
No, I was just saying, I've heard that rumor too, but I feel like St. Louis makes more sense because we get all the Germans, and Belgium is almost Germany.
I'm not tell Belgians that.
I'm sure Belgium will not like me saying that.
No. So, but I will say that is one of my favorite city kits. I like when they try to experiment with a little bit of color. So I'm glad you have good choice in city kits. I think some of them are quite horrid.
Besides the classic like blue ones, like you can't beat a nice blue one. I feel like this year's is okay with the sash, but this year's with like the raindrops. Whew, it literally looks like someone like took a photo of like a rainy window.
Yeah.
And like printed it on a shirt. No bueno. No bueno at all.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews this year. Yeah, I like the color, but that's about as far as I can go. It looks more like a highlighter.
Yeah, like, this one's already highlighter-y enough.
Yeah. So I'm glad you had a good choice in city kits. So with that, that is pretty much what we got here for tonight. Again, fill out the form if you want a Sioux Falls kit, and you like to see us rocking good quality kits here because we have decent taste, I think. And you like hearing us talk crap about kits and why they're not perfect. So if you enjoy that, again, please follow us, like us, and let us know some feedback and tell us how terribly wrong we are.
Tell us how we're wrong.
Yes, but once again, we couldn't be doing this without our patrons. I already called y'all out earlier, but these lovely people down below, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. So next week, we'll be doing a Thursday again. We'll be doing a Thursday, not a Friday. I know times have been a little crazy here, but we are actually starting to wind up down towards the end of the year here. I think we have less than wind down. We have about 20 more that we want to put onto the show, about 3 or so more episodes, as well as a bunch of internal ones that will just get published in our yearly grand list, which I think will be close to 200 this season alone. So,
and people just keep dropping kits too. Like what
they do?
Why? What are y'all doing?
I know. I'm like Ford Madison. I love what you did with this fourth kit, but like, can you hold on to it to next year? Anyways, so
whatever. No one cares anymore.
And also Super League. I don't know what teams are releasing kits. It's always a mission with some of them. I'm looking at you, DC. You never know, or even Dallas. Anyways, actually no, we didn't know what they're doing same as last year. So all I'm saying is, if there is a kit that we did miss, please let us know. We try to reach all across the USL. A lot of League 2 and W probably overshot. But if there is one that we should talk about, please let us know down in the comments. And yeah. So we're once again very happy to have y'all here on this Friday and being with us here on a little bit later of an episode. I will leave that with you. And with that, I will say good night, everyone. And we'll see y'all next week.